my Taurus babies, what's happening? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope everybody is having a good week. Yeah, it's been a week. Which one we tell you? Taurus, this is going to be your weekend update. We are rolling from tomorrow, Friday the 13th, through Tuesday, March 17th. Yes, we are already in the middle of the damn month. Who knew? Mercury station direct on Tuesday. I'm going to say by right now, you should be feeling like you were coming out of a fog. Some of you may be feeling like you're coming out of a deep sleep. I'm going to just put it where it is, but we are free, at least temporarily, for another 90 days. Till Mercury decides to start moonwalking across the galaxy once again. I've been sitting here shuffling the cards for the past few minutes, and I know a lot of you are all up in your head trying to figure out what the hell's going on. This is the fourth time this card has popped up. Fucking shock and awe. Like, what the hell is really going on? Just saying. Second time for that one, I think. So, many of you, I've seen the Emperor card pop up a couple times. He just showed his face here. Many of you are trying to get in balance. Many of you are being open to, if you haven't actually found it yet, you're open to new experiences, not just love, but also friendship. But because we've been in this little funky planetary silly ass rotation for the past month or so, it may feel like you don't know nothing, you ain't seen nothing, you ain't heard a damn thing, because everything's just swirling around. You should be beginning to feel some of that settle down and the smoke clearing a bit. I did a bonus love read last night because that shit was just sitting on top of my head all day yesterday. This is the second time for this card to come up. I shuffled these before I got on cam, for both of these actually. And so the message I'm getting is that many of you, just the fuck I'm saying, the mental fog, it's beginning to clear up for you, and you are beginning to see a different path, especially with partners. See them hands? And so now we can talk about prosperity, not just the resources, damn it, not just the money, but prosperity across the board. Some of you will begin to see it just start happening. You start seeing things manifest themselves in your life. A note of caution here. Second time for that one. A note of caution here. I hate to say it because it sounds so fucking cliche, like you don't know already, but take some time to yourself so you can get back in balance. I know I just saw the Temperance card. So you can make decisions. For those of you that are thinking, I ain't got no decisions, but yes you do. Just sit tight, yes you do. What I just say, balance. And don't I talk about balance when I see this card? Balance. Especially where love is concerned. Take some time to get yourself in balance. Particularly if you're just coming off of big ugly ass Mercury retrograde like this one was. Creating some emotional distance. This is from the love reading last night, talking about taking a step back and looking at everything. And I want to clarify something about that as well. It's not that the person, for those of you that are kind of like in this little in-between space where y'all ain't actually dating, but you're not dating either. I said yesterday, when I was in high school, we used to call it talking before you became an item. What y'all doing? Oh, we just talking. We ain't doing nothing. We just talking. Okay, well, that space right there. Look at what you're looking at. What you're considering. Some of you are going, woo, because you ain't had a date in so long, you don't know. And so you're just like, ooh, and you're disregarding red flags. Now, this not to say that they're red flags that you can't deal with, or that these are big things, big chunks of sky falling out, you know, throwing in your face. He's gonna cheat on you, or she's gonna cheat. No, I'm not talking about that. Look at the whole thing, because for many of you, coming out of such an emotional period last year, talking about 2019 now. Yeah, this is just what the hell I'm talking about. Looking at the person that you're considering dealing with, and looking at all that shit and getting with you, that's that conversation in the mirror, and running yourself through the relationship mentally. It's a foundation and achievements card. This is no joke. This shit ain't no joke. It's real talk. Some of you may find the person that you're actually thinking about hooking up with or talking to, whatever the case may be. I should just shut up and put the cards down. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I'm going to put it where it is. I think some of you are settling. Somebody has crossed your path, and you have probably heard somebody, some other reader somewhere, probably describe this person in your mind to a T. And you go, oh, this must be the person. And you already know there's some issues there. Some things that right now you don't have to deal with, but you know if you get into a full-time relationship with this person, you are going to have to deal with it. But because you have been without anything substantial or without anything, period, for so long, and you've gone through so much trauma from last year, you just hopping on the first thing smoking. I get it. I ain't judging you at all. I'll be the first one to tell you I'm the first thing on anything with wheels. I'm gone. And then you halfway down the road like, oh Lord. I need some bus fare because I'm going to have to go back home. This is not working. It's okay. We're human. As I always say, we are human. And life is life. And shit, you're here to learn shit. If you thought you were here to party and do some other shit, let me just tell you, you are here to learn. That's the purpose of being here. But now it's about the wisdom. Where'd that card go? I know I just had it in my hand. It's about the wisdom. We ain't talking about knowledge now. Knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing you don't put that shit with no oranges and apples and bananas. Just saying. You don't put that in no fruit salad. You put that on a sandwich. That's wisdom. Some of us plan and loving life like we just got started yesterday, and we need to cut that bullshit out. Now, I know y'all like, I taste salad. She cussing me out. I don't want you. I don't want you to keep going through this death cycle. I don't want you to have to keep going through traumatizing versions of transformation. We already know the fuck. You know, and she show up in every reading. She don't give a fuck. She knows it's her show, so what the fuck? She just gonna make an appearance anyway. Just because we are going through Uranus and Taurus, surprise a minute bullshit, that doesn't mean we need to be taking the first thing that looks different to us. And because it looks different to us, we're assuming that the little red flags that we see popping up in the background are going to be any different than what they were with somebody who looked like us or talked like us. Whatever. I'm just putting it where it is. If you see things, but just because a person looks different to you or sounds different to you, but if you see things back there in the background that are going on, please take a minute and look at what you're dealing with. Just because you may be, and I'm just being honest now, I'm not trying to put anything anywhere other than what I'm hearing, just because this may be your first time dating someone outside of your race. Or maybe this is your first time in a non-heterosexual relationship. Just because that part of it is different, but you see all these other red flags. You see exes in the background. You see some unfinished baby mama, baby daddy drama going on in the background. And you're going, oh, but this person is doing different. That's got to be, no. No, no, and no, and no, and hell no. They're the same issues. It's just within a different context. And so, and I've had to have this conversation with a couple of Tauruses here in the past week or so because, you know, oh, I ran somebody and they knew this, but you know, they got kids, and their baby mamas be calling him all the time. And you're thinking, oh, it's going to be different. Once again, we're talking about wisdom, not just knowledge, wisdom. If it looked like a duck, and it quacked like a duck, come on now. But just because it looked like a different duck doesn't mean the drama going on in the background is any different. I don't know who I'm talking to. I swear I don't. But I know I'm talking to somebody. And the cards are just splayed out here, just confirming what's going on. This is all about decisions, judgment. This is all about using your judgment. This is the energy coming up off this card right now. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So this is Sunday's card if we just want to put a day on it. But really, as you go through this process, and I know I've been beating this like a dead horse with a wet noodle, intuition, following that third fucking eye. And I know a lot of y'all are still trying to navigate intuitive waters because it's new to you and you're not used to all this influx of energy and understanding how to discern what's about you, what's not about you. If you take a step back, we're going to start right here and put some emotional distance between you and the next person coming along. Overall energy. This is the front end of it. We already know this. The transformation. She's just being a show-off right now. But this is your overall energy. You feel the changes. You can see the changes within yourself. Because now, where before maybe you weren't stopping to think, you are stopping to think. But even in that, you still are so impatient and want to just forge ahead and just the next thing smoking because it looks different. And transformation, you know, we're not thinking about the total transformation that's going on within us, not just on the outside or not just in our picking capabilities. Y'all heard me. What you picking, who you picking, but the transformation. You're in it. You're doing it. You still, and I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this and I'm going to say it. Y'all ain't got to like it. For the next 6 years, I think we got about 6.25 years left of Uranus and Taurus. This would be my main objective right here. I know it goes against the grain. That's good because Uranus is about pulling us out of what we know already and what is not against the grain and we're just going to keep it moving. No. This is uncomfortable for you. This is where you should be. Putting some emotional distance feels uncomfortable to you. I said this last night too. Then this is exactly where the fuck you need to be. You need to get comfortable putting distance and space between you and whatever's coming your way. Because unlike any other part of your life, now you're not just using knowledge, you got to use wisdom. And that's just the front end. On the back end, a lot of y'all making plans right this minute with somebody that look different, but you can see some familiar looking red flags in the background. It's time to do this, y'all. It is time to do this. If you need to go stand in your damn bathroom, lock the kids out, cut the light on and start talking to you in the mirror, I'm wholeheartedly suggesting that you do that. Talk yourself through it. A lot of times when it comes to changes, you know, we think because something look different, it is different. And to some extent that's true. But in a lot of other instances, it's the same thing. It just is coming in a different wrapper. Again, I don't know who I'm talking to, but even though this is the part of your overall energy that's really holding you down, you know, you feel like you need to talk to yourself. You feel like a lot of y'all are just feeling it and not doing it. Do it before you make one more plan, because you really don't want to be on no ship with somebody you don't like and find out the ship got coronavirus. Oh, I'm just putting it out there. Because you thought that because this looked different, all that you saw on the back was different. It's the same shit. I don't know who I'm talking to. Somebody need to hear it. You need to embrace whatever old ideas, whatever old notions. I know this sounds contrary to what I'm saying to you, but you need to embrace this. You really do need to step into the light. And I think some of you were thinking that just because you're looking at something that looks different than you, that's the change. No, it's not the change. That's why you see the red flags back there looking kind of familiar. And if that's the case, I don't even know what card to pick up because all of it's right. You still need to put some emotional distance between you and whatever it is you're trying to jump on real quick. You need to embrace this in its totality, because the type of changes that the universe is requiring you to make are not going to put you up against the same circumstances you've been through, especially if you went through any kind of trial period between 2018 and 2019. It is time to walk through the light. Something different means just that, something different. Something that has no familiarity to it at all. No familiar looking red flags in the background. Come on. You need to embrace this and quit bullshitting with the universe. Because a lot of you were getting ready to set yourself up to be right back where you were this time last year. And you don't know it because you think you're looking at something different. Even though you see the same little gophers popping up in the background and they look like something you're familiar with, you're going, but this person look different. He talk different. Yeah. At the end of the day, we are still people. And let's just put it where it is. Gender specific, male or female, you ain't got to put no color on the gender. If somebody's being immature, don't just stick that with one group of folk. If somebody's being immature, they're being immature. It doesn't matter what color they are. If somebody is being selfish and abusive, really doesn't matter what color they are. And if you think about it, all of that shit ain't got nothing to do with race. Nothing. There are abusive people, there are selfish people, there are mean people in every color of the spectrum you can imagine, from white to blue-black, putting it where it is. So because something looks different, is it different all the way through? And are you just going with the surface bullshit? So you can say, I made a change. And then come to find out you really didn't make a change. You just changed the cover of the book. See, and that's when you know you have this. And you can look at the house and say, okay, it's a different looking house. It's not like the regular houses I'm used to looking at. I'm going to try it anyway. Even though, what's in front of this? There's a family in front of that house. Even though, same group of folks standing outside, and just different looking house though. Them folks look familiar. They doing the same old kind of stuff. That's how some other. Matter of fact, I know it. I'm just saying, wisdom. Total transformation. Death is complete. If y'all ain't heard me, let's kick this about. Death is complete. Death is thorough. When you're done, you're done. Time to move on to the next one. And I think some of y'all are just kind of trying to keep a little crack in the door because you are fearful. I hear you. Of making the damn change completely from within all the way out. And not just still a stone. At the end of the damn day, they still stones. One looks different. One's bigger. The other one's smaller. But at the end of the day, it's still stones. That is transformation. Oh, that's an apple. Same kind of material. But now we're talking about something different. Y'all hear me? I know you do. I know you do. I know you do. Embrace the transformation. Let the old you die so you can get on with life. Quit hanging on to stupid ass bullshit. You need to find completely different. Completely different. If you've been used to dealing with people in your past that got baby mama, baby daddy issues from one end to the other, then you need to step completely away from that and find somebody that has none of that at all. I'm just saying. Let the old you die. Let the old beliefs, the old things you're used to seeing, let it die. Let it go. I know it's hard, but let it go. You ain't gonna make this change and this transformation complete until you've done that. And I'm gonna be the first one to raise my hand and go, I hadn't done this all the way. This is a little bit, but I ain't. Yeah, me too. But it's time. It is time. When we get to Saturday's energy, talking about financial and material changes and spiritual changes, I'm gonna throw the spiritual in there as well. There may be some other options. One of the cards that kept popping up while I was shuffling was Seven of Cups, the option card with the guy in the middle and all the stuff going on around him. Yeah, y'all got options. Look at all of your options. Not just the one that looks different, but really ain't different. Look at all of your options. If you're dating, let's put this out here. Look at all of your options. Which situation is going to put you in something completely different, something you ain't dealt with ever before? And that's not to say there won't be some baby mama or baby daddy drama, or money issues, or work issues, or travel issues, or commuting issues. I'm not saying that. But situations that you've not dealt with before. It's there. And see, that's the second time that rainbow done popped up. It's there. It's there. And this is 10. So we all in 2020 with this. It's there. The very pot of gold that you're looking for is there. But again, you need to have some of this to see that. For some of you, this may be about someone that you've known from your past, maybe worked with or trained with or used to hang out with by way of other people, and you just never thought of them in this way. Others of you, it may be about work and, you know, that job you should have gotten that you didn't get, wish you got, or exploring something completely off the chart that you want to do, but you were too fearful to just step on the edge of the cliff and say, I'm going to try that, and let the universe just sail with you. The only way this happens, the only way change happens is when you change completely. It's there. Don't think it's not there. You may have to recycle some people to find what you're looking for. But better yet, let the universe bring it to you. Instead of you trying to pick something that looks different but actually isn't different. It's decision time. This is all this is talking about. This is judgment time. Time to make that judgment call. Trust this. Trust this. If there's something that's bugging you, especially those of you that are on this dating thing and y'all in that little gray area of talking, but you kind of see some shit and you think, well, this person is different and that's going to be different. Yeah, okay, really? Are you sure? What lessons did you learn from the last person? You saw some of them same little gophers popping up in the background. What lessons did you learn? Follow your intuition. Your intuition is not ever going to lie to you. If you're having an issue with it now, and you're thinking, but because this is a white person or a black person, Puerto Rican, a German, or Greek, or whatever, it's going to be different. Check again. Check again. And I'm not putting anybody down. That's not the point here. The point here is to get you to walk Carolyn, walk into the light. That is the whole point. Ass naked with nothing preconceived. Because what you should be doing is growing beyond situations that you've been in before. Whether they were with a white person, a black person, a purple person, a plaid person, whatever. It's to move beyond that. Why are you trying to repeat the same thing? And maybe for some of you, you don't realize it's what you're getting ready to do. But if you do it, see, now you're dealing with karmic ramifications. And I don't think any of you really want to deal with that in the middle of a big transit like Uranus and Taurus. I'm sure you don't. So follow your intuition. It just comes time to making decisions. Follow your intuition. When we get to Monday's energy, same thing. Trusting. I wrote it up there. Trusting. Trusting yourself. Trusting yourself. To know that you got the wisdom to make the kind of decisions and do the kind of things that you really want to do, but you too chicken shit to do. But you still kind of piddling around over here in a different basket, but it's the same shit in another bag. Yeah. That right there. Trust yourself. Taurus, I'm talking to you. And that's us. That's us. It's coins. Trust yourself. We are the salt of the fucking earth. No other zodiac sign can say that. That's big shit. Trust yourself. You trust everybody else, why don't you trust you? If it's something you really want, instead of covering it up with a different shade of nail polish, it's still nail polish. Come on now. Trust yourself to do that thing. To be with that person that is so off the chart. Not the one that look kind of different, but you know, you can see some of the same shit, but right here. Trust yourself. Time we get to Tuesday, actually I'll just say by the time we get to next week, the middle of next week, if you're trusting your intuition, you should see the recognition and the reward of what's going on around you. I'm just saying, you should see it. And this is the positive end of the recognition and reward. If you are really, really, really making big changes all the way through, the recognition and the reward is going to start poking its head out like, hey, yeah, this is us over here. You ain't seen us before. We recognize you. I'm just saying, come on now. It sounds silly, but that is what it is. Trusting you and being faithful to your own ideas and emotions. I think they're faithful up there yet. Being faithful to your own inspiration, to your own intuition. All of them I words and U words and E words. Expectation. Being faithful to the universe and trusting is to do the wildest, craziest thing. And maybe that's really the bigger message here. Think big. Think past what you know. If you are there it is. That if you are trying to look at situations and you still see you're not thinking big enough. You just aren't. If you still see some of the same little shit, and if you're excited about seeing that same shit, that means you got lessons to relearn. I don't hear nobody jumping up and down about going back through the 6th grade again. I don't. Or the 10th grade. Or the 4th grade. You really trying to go back and do something again? Learn a lesson again and now tie yourself up karmically and spiritually on some bullshit? Think bigger, Taurus. Where is it? Think bigger. Think bigger. Think bigger. Think bigger. Think bigger. Trust your intuition. There's a lot of you are trying to direct this process. Let me just tell you. Let me put it where Uranus don't give a fuck about you directing shit. Or your control issues. Or any other little hang up you got. Uranus really don't give a fuck. The universe wants you to think beyond what you're used to. I used to dealing with a man with kids. Or I used to dealing with a woman. Think past past that. I'm used to dealing with somebody that got a retail job. Think past that. Oh, all my friends got little Hondas and Toyota. Think past that. You know anybody with a Mercedes? You know anybody with a BMW? You know anybody with a Volvo? Come on. And that's simple shit, but you get what I'm saying to you. Think past what you're used to. But you're going to throw a different color on it or a different kind of complexity to it and think you're going to come up with something different. Think big, Taurus. Think big. Big. B-I-G. Think big. That shit you too scared to do. Too scared to date somebody 15 years younger than you. Come on. Too scared to date somebody that may have a disability. Come on. Too scared to deal with somebody that actually is financially secure. Because you're not financially secure. Come on. Think big. The universe wants you to break your damn neck. Thinking beyond what you know. I know it's crazy. I know it is. But that's where you need to be. And in order for you to do that, for every situation, I know this keeps coming back into my head, for every situation that you encounter, bring it back here. I don't care. Oh, she's so beautiful. I love her. I'm going to be, No. Some emotional distance. And see, that's hard for us because we're loyal. And in order to be loyal to someone, you almost have to just get right up under their armpit. You know, and you just ride or die. Don't matter what somebody's doing. Just that loyal, that blind loyalty. Before you give away all your little loyalty blindly to something that look different but really ain't different, put some space there. Come up with rules if you have to. If you meet somebody online and within the first 3 days, y'all are passing out phone numbers and shit, change it up. Change it up. Put some rules there. Or within the first 3 hours, you giving up a phone number. Change the rules. Don't give up nothing till somebody gives you something. How about that? Try that for a minute. Just saying. If on a first date, you used to going out for coffee, change it up, damn it. Go for pancakes this time. Change from within. Getting beyond what you've already dealt with. Not repeating the same mistakes. Knowing you have the wisdom to make it happen. What the fuck are we sitting here talking about? Clear it. Clear it. Just clear the past. Quit playing. Quit playing. Let it go. Time's up. See a little time in the middle there? A little hourglass. Time is up. Let it go. Situations that you... well, that's okay. He got kids. I can change it up, damn it. If you used to dealing with somebody that's had kids, multiples, go find somebody that ain't got none. See, then now there's a challenge for you. I done got uncomfortable when I said that. I felt that myself. Oh, well, why would I want? Yeah, change it up. That shit that's making you feel uncomfortable. That's the shit you should be doing. This is still true. Continue. Just because I'm telling you to keep some distance, emotional distance between you and whatever you're trying to manifest, that does not mean you cannot be generous. Don't get so caught up in your own shit that you forget this. Many of us are where we are because somebody was generous to us. Don't get so focused on one side of your life that you let the other 20 sides fall to the wayside. Continue to be generous to us. It's in our nature. I know some of y'all like, fuck that. I ain't gonna be that. Yeah. Continue to be generous. Just do it. Making decisions, talking about balance. For Taurus, it is very, 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 very important that you get grounded. Period. You can't make decisions as an earth sign when you are not grounded. The decisions that you make when you are not grounded and your head is all up in the clouds, or up your ass, or wherever. Just saying, get grounded. Go put your butt up against a tree somewhere. Or go sit on the ground. I didn't say you get no blanket or no. Sit your butt on the ground and get grounded. Get grounded. A lot of y'all are just kind of and rightfully so. If you're feeling vulnerable, coming out of a Mercury retrograde, you're going to be up in the air. And these are the same 3 cards that popped up last night. So what the hell does that tell you? Not that these suckers, I shuffled them back with the hell. So I'm going to repeat the same message. Don't go overboard. Right here. Get, keep, and maintain. Let me say it again. Get, keep, and maintain emotional distance. And see, this is big shit. You got 1, 2 major cards on the board. And this is just a weekend reading. Come on. Don't go overboard. What's more important? You dealing with something that looks different but really isn't different? Or you experiencing life to its fullest? What's more important to you? Talk it out. And now the message with this one is that you got a friend somewhere. Call them. Talk it out. Talk it. Don't get out of your head with shit and start talking. And not necessarily to a romantic interest or a business interest. Your friends. You know that one person you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning talking some bullshit about you drunk. That one. Talk it out. See what y'all come up with. And I dare not do this without the rebel cards because it just don't feel right without doing it. And I'm sorry this is going to be a 40-minute weekend reading, but it is what it is. Somebody needs to hear it, so I can't stop. Once again, universe don't give a fuck about a clock or Rolex. So I can only do what I do. You're the shit. Don't forget it. One more time. You're the shit. Don't forget it. All that you've been through, all that you're going through, that makes you the shit. Don't forget it. Don't let anybody else forget it. Get hot and sweaty, work out, and grow old as fuck together. Somebody needs to hear that. Get hot and sweaty, work out, and grow old together. Somebody needs to hear that. I don't know. Somebody asking somebody to do something. And this may be the very person that's so different from you that you just, I don't want to, they're nice, but yeah. And then somebody's asking you to go for a run or go on a hike or do some shit you're not used to doing. Go. Just go. Just go. And then know this. Some good shit is about to happen. Don't let your issues fuck it up. One more again, some good shit is about to happen. Don't let your little funky ass, fucked up ass issues let some good shit walk past you because you're too scared to really do different. You know, you're just trying to do different on the outside, but you know, same little issues is percolating around. You're like, oh, they'd be different. No. Don't let your issues fuck up some shit. Just saying. Taurus, I love you. You know I do. Some of y'all need to hear, sometimes I need to hear the hard truth. We are so used to doing what we're doing. We are creatures of habit. We don't like change. We're so fucked up about change, you know, we'll just accept some shit that looks different, but it really isn't different. You want different, completely different, something you've never done, a person, the type of person you've never dealt with before, situations you are unfamiliar with, that shit that makes you uncomfortable. Anything you're dealing with in your life right now that's making you feel uncomfortable, that's probably the shit you need to go for. Well, I don't know about dealing with that. Yes, you do. You're gonna take halfway semi-different over here, but you won't make a complete transformation. I can't beat this drum no worse than I already have. You make that half-ass transformation, you're going to tie yourself up into some karmic shit. Because that card got karmic shit to it. Don't think it don't. And you're going to be mad as hell by Christmas time talking about, what the fuck did I do this shit for? I knew it was going to be an issue. Come on now. Taurus, I love you. I will see you in a couple days for the weekly update. Bye, y'all.